Okay, hold on. Go live. Here we go. Here we go. I think this is working. Maybe. Yes. Okay. I think we're actually live. Can you guys hear us? Hello, hello. Would you guys call this a cult movie?
I would say this is a cult movie.
Yeah, for like the Nintendo cult, which is everyone we knew as a kid. All right. We can hear. All right, we're in. Sweet.
We're in. We're live.
How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. Man, it is not obvious how to start live streams on YouTube. Every time I go in, it's just like a desperate struggle to figure out what I'm doing.
Complicated procedure.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So you were here to watch The Wizard tonight. I'm Gaming Jay. I'm here. I have two co-hosts with me here today. We have Jordan, who's been on the channel many times before.
Hello, hello.
And we have a new co-host. This is Julia.
Hello.
And she's going to be our everyman.
Voice of reason, perhaps?
The voice of pop culture from generations past.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a Nintendo fan?
I think as much as anybody our age is one. I mean, I certainly loved playing Mario when I was a kid, but it's not like I know a lot about Nintendo or follow it in any way, or aside from what I know through.
Have you seen The Wizard? Like, did you watch it as a kid?
I did not watch it as a kid. I only came to it as an adult.
All right. Did you watch this movie as a kid, Jordan?
I definitely watched this movie as a kid. I remember, and they were talking about in the chat, but I remember seeing, when they flash, Mario 3, and we'd never seen that before. That did not exist.
Oh, yeah.
It did not come out. It was not, I'm in Canada. It was not in Canada at the time. Like, this was like, kids were freaking out, man. Kids were freaking out looking at this game because Mario 3 literally helped define the NES. I feel that game was such a step up in gameplay, everything.
Yep. Oh, I definitely think I rented this movie just to see the Mario 3 commercial. And everyone who watches the movie, I feel like that's the part you're waiting for them to get to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's so exciting. I mean, not to spoil the movie, but it's
spoiler. It culminates in a Mario 3 gameplay montage.
Yeah. And at the end,
I think if you're watching the Wizard,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think if you're here to watch the Wizard and you don't know about the Mario 3 thing, then you haven't been keeping up.
Well, I was gonna say at the end, there's a surprise ending. They play Blades of Steel, so
yeah, you wish. Do you know what Blades of Steel is, Julia?
Yes, because I was born in 1983 and I grew up around boys who were also born in around that time. So I had to watch other people play Blades. I think I played it a little bit.
Okay, so your Nintendo experience is all secondhand.
More or less, yeah, all secondhand.
All right. Somebody in chat says, I can't remember when I first watched it, but it's one of those I keep going back to, like Risky Business.
Risky Business.
About my Nintendo experience, I will say, suffice it to say, I was always Luigi or the princess. Like, that's who I was.
Like, you were always the second player?
I was second player, yeah.
You never got to be Mario?
No.
A lot of pressure being Mario.
It is a lot of pressure. Now, Gaming Jay, would you call this, MJ Retro Gamer saying he would consider this a cult movie in the retro community? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, I mean, it is. I guess it is a cult movie. I guess it depends how you define cult movies, but yeah, it's got that sort of like outsider edge to it. That's for sure.
For sure, yeah.
But anyway, guys, so who here would like us to start the movie? We can continue chatting while we watch.
Do I count? Do I get a vote? Like that?
You would like to start the movie?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, we got one vote. Jordan?
Yeah, let's play.
Okay. So the way we're gonna do this, guys, is as you see here, we have a screenshot of the movie starting up. So we have picked where it says Universal, and the words and MCA Company have literally just appeared on the screen. So we're just like a couple of seconds in to the movie. And what we're going to do is we all have our movies up. We're going to hit play at the same time, and that will sync us all up. So we're going to do it. You guys do it. We'll give you a second to get your movies to where they need to be. We'll just give it a minute or so while everyone syncs up.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah. I'm going to keep subtitles on so that I can talk and not miss any of the sweet Fred Savage action.
The sweet Fred Savage action. How young is he in this movie? Like 11?
Oh, man.
10? I don't even know. That's a guess, actually. I don't know.
I can't judge kids' ages. Like, if you're between the age of, like, 5 and 15, you just look 10 to me.
Yeah.
So this came out in 89.
Okay. Well, you keep looking up the dates. Let's get started here, because it is getting late for people. But, again, let me just make sure. Okay. You're good. Alrighty. Jordan, do you want to count us down? Do 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, we'll all press play.
All right, everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
So he was about 12 or 13.
Okay.
All right.
So this was after, extremely importantly, Princess Bride, which was, I believe, his first like big time role. I think it was before even Wonder Years.
Right.
This is after that, because Princess Bride was 87. This is 89.
Yeah.
Wow, this music. This is a traveling. This is a traveling music. This is 1980s.
So can I just say, when I was a kid,
Christian Slater,
watching this movie, I was like all excited to watch The Wizard because of video games, and it starts, and I was like, "What am I looking at?" This is like it's you know, in a movie about video games and technology, you start literally in the desert with nothing.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of games.
Funnily, Princess Bride starts, I bet, exactly how you wish The Wizard would have started.
Yes.
With an on-screen image capture
That's
of a video
true.
game being
Yeah.
played.
Yeah, it starts with yeah, he's playing video games. He's homesick in school. He's in that awesome bedroom.
Really takes, they're like really sticking with this walking thing. How they get in?
I like
Well,
that.
they only had so much Nintendo footage they could show.
I like that you have the live counter there. Is that synced up to exactly the point you're at?
Yep. And I got my little screenshot thing. Look here. Let's see how fast we can do screenshots. There. That's about as fast as it'll go. So for legal reasons, we can't show you guys the movie. So hopefully you guys are watching in sync. But we'll be updating the screenshots as we talk. So you'll be able to see what we're looking at. And if you do join late, you can catch up.
Yeah.
I had something else to say, but now I've kind of forgotten it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Okay, here's Jimmy.
Look at that lunchbox.
Yep.
Though, like this is like a traveling man right here. The wind's blowing in his hair. He's in the desert.
Traveling.
Like, how far did this kid wander?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right?
Like, they're sending aircraft to find him.
For anyone who cares about this as a movie, this is Les from Newsies, this actor, so that's important to me. All out.
Newsies?
Yeah.
The musical?
Yes, the musical.
Okay.
That's going to come out 3 years from now, and he's going to be the little brother in it.
Does he beat anybody up in Newsies?
Our fights. don't think he beats anybody up. Does he beat somebody up in this movie?
Oh yeah, he beats up tons of people.
Oh.
Very aggressive young.
I have seen this, but it
California.
was years ago, and I guess I was only kind of thinking.
That's like literally, he said like the tagline of the movie in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds, roughly.
Is that the California?
California, that's the line. I feel like if you say that, most people have an idea of that movie. If they're, from the era, they're like, is that the wizard?
Yep.
That reminds me of U2. If I honestly don't think I've ever heard anyone else say that besides U2, but definitely. That's
How did he get way out here in the desert like this alone? Like, this is pretty in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he walked.
But did you hear? Did you hear the dispatcher there? Yeah, taken to his mother. It's on the south side of town, as if he just knows where that is.
Maybe this kid's like a repeat runaway.
Yeah.
Like typical '90s mom. Look at this.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, not to pick nits, but I'm gonna say that's
80s.
Yeah.
This guy was in. What was this guy in? Was he in a sitcom? Did he have a regular role in a sitcom?
Yeah,
I feel like he did.
Did.
I can't think of what it is though.
No. This is like just an actor who worked a lot in the '90s. I feel like I definitely know him from.
This guy has been around, I think.
Oh, totally. So, do you remember watching this as a kid?
I do. I've watched it a few. I mean, I haven't watched this in a while, to be fair. But I do remember watching it as a kid.
You know what sitcom he was in? He was in Friends. He was Chandler's boss in Friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's the guy who goes bing and pats him on the butt.
I should have taken a screenshot of him while we were talking about him. I forgot. Here's Fred Savage.
I always like the dad here for some reason. Brad Savage, look at him.
And young Christian Slater, look at him.
Is Christian Slater Fred Savage's brother in this movie?
Yeah.
And is the little guy their brother too?
I think he's a half brother, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's a half brother.
The premise is that Jimmy's like mentally challenged, but it makes him really good at Nintendo games.
Is he mentally challenged, or has he just had some sort of trauma?
Actually, that's a good point. I think he's traumatized, and the traumatization made him autistic.
The traumatization.
Oh. Hey, we're dealing with some antiquated notions in mental health, developmental care.
They really didn't research psychology very much before they decided to write this movie. Beau Bridges. That name's really familiar.
That name is familiar.
Who is Beau Bridges? Is that a male or female? Female?
That's a male. Beau Bridges is like Jeff Bridges' brother.
Oh.
Right. Yes, it is Beau Bridges. That is correct.
Did you guys also?
He was in Stargate.
Did you guys also watch The Wonder Years?
Oh yeah. All the time.
Right. So he's the half brother. So Christian Slater, was he like a teen heartthrob or what?
He's 20 when this is being filmed-ish. He's 19 or 20.
Wow.
I have to imagine he's already pretty famous.
That's a good screenshot there. You got a good one. Those clothes look like 90s, late 80s too. Like, would you look at that and be like, that's the 80s?
I used to dress like this. You have like a t-shirt and then like a button-up shirt on top.
Oh, yeah, unbuttoned like that.
But I don't think that is like decade specific. Don't you think kids kind of still?
I feel they do.
Yeah, maybe they wear a long sleeve and roll up the sleeves, but I think it's still.
Yeah.
So the main thing I was wondering about in this scene when I was a kid watching it is where's the Nintendo in their house? Because I signed up to watch The Wizard, and there's been a lot of crap about Jimmy and autism.
That's all I cared about.
And I'm like, where's the Nintendo? Hey, Mike in the chat is saying he dresses like this now.
Yeah, that's
All right, maybe it is. Maybe it is timeless.
timeless. Because you could also see a kid in a '50s movie wearing this, right? T-shirt, short sleeve button up.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just said there that Jimmy lives in Utah, but that didn't look like Utah to me in that opening scene. That looked like Arizona or something.
Oh, it's all filmed around California.
Yeah, for sure. Because they dressed there and said Utah.
Yeah, they filmed this movie as cheaply as they could.
Did you do any research on this before did you read up on this movie before we started this?
No, this
okay.
is pure speculation.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong.
Gotcha.
I love that music.
Oh, here he goes. The Green River Mental Hospital. Wait, how did he get to Utah?
He took the bus we just saw. He got off the bus.
Oh, wait, they're all in Utah.
Are they?
For some reason, I thought he was in California.
No, California's like the fabled place they have to go.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I actually really, really wanted to move to California.
Don't you still basically California?
I mean, I'm older now. When I was a kid, I watched Back to the Future, and after I saw Back to the Future, I was like, California's where I need to be.
What about Back to the Future? What kind of California is featured in Back to the Future?
It took place in California.
But it not crucially to the plot or anything.
It just seemed like a cool place to be. They went through time. It was a fun romp.
But they could have been anywhere.
But it happened to be in California.
Man, I had a little TV like that when I was a kid to play my Nintendo on. It was probably 20 inches, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a 22-inch or something.
Hello, 333 Liger. How you doing? Don't worry, you haven't missed any Nintendo yet. It's a slow burn in this movie. They gotta tantalize you.
I wonder if this Jimmy actor did anything after this.
Well, Jordan, I believe I already mentioned Newsies, but if you'd like me to talk about it some more, I can.
Oh,
Wait, they're stowing away in a bread truck? Or no, Hostess?
I remember this scene actually because they eat a bunch of the like baked goods.
They're violating so many health laws. Just call me Kat. All right, Kat, how you doing?
That traveling music again. Like, does this look like Utah to you? Maybe it is. Maybe I shouldn't say because I haven't been there yet.
No, this is 100% California.
I've never been to Utah. Have you been to Utah?
No.
I've never been to Utah myself.
Haven't you?
I might have driven through
Yeah, I
Utah.
think you've driven through.
Maybe.
Salt Lake City, right?
Is that in Utah?
I think so.
Then yeah, I've been to Utah. Oh, this guy's Beau Bridges.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see the Jeff Bridges connection. I get it. And this guy was in Stargate SG.
Hmm.
So I've heard. Here's the douchebag who has to hunt them down.
My favorite is when he gets punched.
Spoilers.
Not to spoil anything, but he gets punched. I'm just gonna say he gets punched.
I'm sorry. That's a super mean thing to say. He said, "What about Corey?" And he's like, "Well, Corey wants to run away, doesn't he?" Like, he's not going to try and bring back Corey. That's mean.
He's a professional kid hunter.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to.
He obviously doesn't have the best interests of the children at heart.
Yeah, true.
Don't trust this guy at all.
Nor should you. I don't think he's meant to be a good guy.
Look at that thing around his neck. It's very Western. It's like 90s Western.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is he telling the father not to search for his own
Don't
children?
search for your own kid, because it's how I make money, bro.
Wow.
Ooh, snap. That's like literally some foreshadow right there.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have a bad guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Is this Disney?
Is this Disney?
No. They're not punching people in Disney movies.
True.
They are. Maybe they are. This just
Jimmy stoned on Hostess cake.
everything in this just screams nostalgia for me.
Really?
Yeah. Just that
They haven't
idea.
done anything yet, though.
It's just like, it's like the setting, like the idea of road trips and these old like side of the road gas stations and like just the stuff that you
Yeah.
don't see as much anymore now. Like everything's,
MJ, they only murder parents in Disney movies. You have to be specific.
You're right. Yep.
Disney's all about murdered parents.
That's true.
Cut to phone booth, exterior, heavy rain. The boys are trapped.
Pat wants to know how life is for you with COVID. Not that you have it, but in the time of COVID.
I don't have a life?
How's your life right now in the midst of the pandemic?
Oh, but you said I don't have a life.
No, you don't have COVID.
Oh. Well, as somebody who enjoys staying indoors,
Sorry, that's so dangerous. They're like
they're walking on the side of the road.
yeah, and they're like skateboarding on the highway and
Look at this. They have just like a big open fire. What? They're like become mountain people.
Anyone who's ever watched any of those wilderness survival shows knows how hard it is to make a fire.
Yeah.
They're like miles ahead.
They become troll people.
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah, I don't know. As someone who stays indoors and plays video games a lot, my life hasn't changed all that much. I don't know. What about you guys?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I miss doing stuff. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, arcade games, video games, finally. Remember this scene, Jordan?
Yeah.
What's he gonna play?
Is it Double Dragon?
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I was right. I honestly didn't know that. That was a guess, but there we go. This is actually one of my favorite Double Dragons.
Look, there's this girl even on him.
I love those glasses she's wearing.
He doesn't have enough money to get anywhere.
St. George, Utah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Classic line.
It's the fuzz.
$50,000 on Double Dragon. Wait, why is she hiding? Yeah, better hide from the guy you've never met before.
I feel like that's like a 13-year-old girl thing to do. Like, ooh, cute boy. Don't want him to see. I buy my magazine.
Is it because he was cute, or like I feel like she's gonna turn them into the law or something?
I feel that she's intrigued.
Is there any reason she's just sitting at the bus station?
I don't know. Somebody in the chat says she's a runaway too. Jordan, have you ever scored 50,000 in Double Dragon? And don't lie.
I have no idea. I'm gonna probably try now. I'm gonna pull it out tomorrow morning. I might have a copy laying around.
The thing is, who cares about points in Double Dragon, you know?
Yeah.
That hat on Jimmy.
Literally, there's no reason for anyone to think there's anything wrong with this child. He's just standing there. That's Jenny Lewis. In case there is anyone watching that.
Huh.
Would eventually become the lead singer of Rilo Kiley.
Oh
Really?
man, I would fall like in between that spot and the bridge before. That's the worst.
Oh yeah, one hit deaths in the pits, man.
What?
In video games, it's a thing where if you fall in the pit, you die.
What did you say though?
One hit kills in the pits.
One hit kills in the pits, man. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how the guy, the guy at the desk is like, oh, like he's like watching.
He's
the
like,
video
whoa.
like he's amazed.
Yeah. What is he, some kind of freak or something?
This is such a game.
Really
Give me that
should have
money.
been paying more attention.
Yeah, seriously. Now the bus ticket's useless. Oh, but Jimmy's still playing. Look at that. Was that impressive, Jordan? That gameplay right there?
I think I'm like a couple seconds behind you.
Oh.
Oh, the double kick? Yeah.
You actually remember playing Nintendo games in arcades? I don't think they're not super common in arcades.
I'm trying to remember now. I mean, I remember putting tons of quarters into Street Fighter in university. There was an arcade room, and they had the Street Fighter, arcade box. And man, I put so many quarters into that trying to beat it.
Jeez.
It's just like that's insane.
There's like Ninja Gaiden in the table.
Gaiden?
Is it Gaiden or Gaiden?
Well, Fred Savage just said Gaiden.
What is Fred?
I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
I think it's Gaiden, actually.
Like, look at this old diner. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's so retro.
California. So someone in the chat said they played R-Type in the arcade. That is like the only. I mean, like, yeah, Street Fighter. I mean, like, Donkey Kong. Those are like classic Nintendo games. I don't know. I don't remember seeing like home console NES games in diners that you could play.
Yeah.
That's pretty hilarious. It's such a like little kid scheme thing to be like, they'd never put him in a home once he wins this contest. This Nintendo contest.
Oh, snap. Let me tell you, Fred Savage is going to woo her before the movie. Here comes Dirtbag Steve.
Dirtbag Steve. In his unassuming car.
Can you imagine there being ashtrays on restaurant counters?
Oh, man.
That's very, very deep.
Yeah.
I still remember smoking in airplanes. Like I remember when they got rid of that because I remember flying somewhere and the smoking section was at the back or whatever. I mean, you obviously still smelled it. You're in a little tube. You're in an enclosed tube, so it's irrelevant where.
Yeah.
But I remember that.
But this guy is bursting their tires.
Oh man.
Man, whether he was hunting for my kids or not, I'd beat the crap out of that guy. And then the hijinks ensue.
I feel that Christian Slater is playing this character in a kind of a weird way where he's like on the verge of laughing at everything that's going to happen. That is happening, I mean. Strange choice.
I would have chosen the shovel as a weapon too.
Oh, yeah. It's the 80s in Utah, like the Wild West. Yeah, seriously. If somebody busted my tires, man. Yeah, smash the hell out of their car. Jesus.
See what happens, Larry?
Yeah. Did I play R-Type?
I don't think I've ever played that.
I didn't play it in the arcades for sure, but I think I have played it before. I honestly can't picture it, though. It's like a side-scrolling shooter, I think. I think there are R-Types in the 1001 book, and I have played at least my memory serves.
Quite the adventure for these kids, eh?
Yeah. They're like riding with the cow and stuff. They're making a new R-Type. That's cool. R-Type Final 2.
Every time you guys have been saying R-Type, I was picturing OUR, like our type.
Oh.
But I see now from Pat here, R-Type.
Yes.
I still don't, that doesn't help me know what it is, but.
Shooter.
Ah.
You still don't know what it is.
I know what a video game is, like a shooter video game. I'm familiar with the concept anyway.
Oh.
Look, they're gonna steal the money. It's like a bunch of ones.
Wait, the farmers are taking their money?
I thought she.
This is insane. They're like, hey, there's kids with $17 in the back. Get them.
Let's get them.
Who wrote this?
Yeah, you imagine they're like, hey, like we need a scene here. There's got to be a little bit of action.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty low. Like they steal their money. It's like dollar bills.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, more Nintendo.
I think, well, my very first exposure to Nintendo was at my cousin's house. They taught me what it was when I was 7, and it was Super Mario 1. And then my next time I got to play Nintendo after I moved away from the city where my cousins lived was in the waiting room at my dentist's office. Not unlike this guy. That was the only place I could play.
I would go to the dentist all the time with that. Oh, here we go. What game is that, Jordan? Test your Nintendo knowledge.
Oh, I mean, from the music, it's got to be Mario 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't get that, I'd kick you off the channel.
Even I knew that.
But did you know that is not the real Super Mario Brothers 2?
Yes.
I know enough to know that they released a different Super Mario Brothers 2 in America because the Japanese version was like too hard for Americans.
Wow, I'm surprised you knew that.
Yeah, well, I know you. They took, I don't know this of my own accord, people, but they took some other game and just made it like the Mario characters, and that's why it doesn't look anything like 1 or 3.
Right.
But it's a fun game in its own right.
MJ Retro Gamer says loves how they always portray people playing NES games in movies and TV, and it's ridiculous. Is it like what makes you say that, MJ? Is it like someone always hunched over like a little like 20-inch black and white TV?
With like their tongue like clenched between their teeth.
Yeah. We got businessmen playing an arcade game. That's hilarious. Yeah, I always find like people are really like holding the controller and like moving all over the place.
Yeah, like jerking their hands up when they jump. And,
yeah. It's like when they show people driving on TV and they're just driving in a straight line, but they're like moving the steering wheel left and right, like back and forth. I
love these guys in ties just playing the arcade.
They're gonna hustle them. Just No says, "I love your channel and dedication. Keep up the great work." Wanted to read that one aloud. Thank you, sir.
Where does it say that?
They're gonna sleep in the junkyard?
They're rogues, man.
They are living the hobo lifestyle.
Roman free.
Let me just tell you, a week of roaming around the desert, sleeping not in a house, you would develop an odor.
That's the first thing you think of?
Yeah.
For some reason, I always remembered that friends line. I have so many friends, I don't have room for any more. I always remembered that from when I was a kid. I don't know why, but that line stuck with me for some reason.
You're like, that's what I'll tell them.
Oh, remember this?
Oh.
He just full on passes out.
I like that. I like the sound effect they added in, like that sock sound effect, just the punch.
Yeah.
It's like that classic punch sound.
Oh, here we go, bikers. Finally.
Yeah, don't they get a ride from these guys?
I think they do, yeah. These are bikers that respect the hobo lifestyle.
This music, man. This music. I love this. This is an awesome song.
MJ Retro Gamer, you are a Battletech fan, eh? I like it. Hey, look, lambs.
Wasn't Battletech the one where they were doing like a thing and they had a for it?
It was.
Did that ever come out?
Yeah, it did. It was a great game. Yes, MJ Retro Gamer, if you've not played the new Battletech, you probably have, being a Battletech fan, but if you haven't checked it out, it's a great game.
Why do they have a tree in their truck? Is he like a landscaper by trade?
Yeah.
I feel like he could have taken the tree out of the truck before embarking on this trip, but
maybe when he finds his kids, he's gonna plant a tree as a sign of a symbol of victory. Pat, yes, the video is static because I'm not actually showing the movie for legal purposes. But if you do want to sync up with us, we're showing screenshots so you can kind of see where we are, and we have a timer at the bottom. So if you get a copy on Amazon or iTunes or wherever else you get a copy, kind of catch up to us. Straight up grabs a kid.
little doppelgangers.
I'm really liking this song.
Send me an
Send me an
angel.
angel.
You can go find us on
Right.
iTunes afterwards.
Yeah.
This does not make me want to go on a road trip through like the southern United States, southwestern.
I think that spider car thing is actually a famous landmark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I may be wrong on that, but I think I've seen that other places. Like I think it's like sort of maybe it's not famous, but it's like more kind of well known. I used to have glasses almost that size.
As the native girl.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. More gameplay.
I don't think I've ever played F1 Dream.
I definitely haven't.
This is leading up to one of the other famous lines.
Oh
They're,
yeah.
they're meeting
Yeah.
Lucas soon. More New Kids on the Block in the background. They must have
Ooh,
had
sharp ears. Good job.
like really. I bet you they had to pay a lot for these tunes because they were playing New Kids in the last like
Oh.
time as well.
Oh, there's Lucas.
He's so bad. Yeah, MJ, that looks like Rad Racer, but it's not.
Did you ever have showdowns like this with kids at school? Like, did you ever go and they're like, let's see who's better at whatever game? And I feel
I
like
don't think so.
the kids here are really aggressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, bringing out the high tech gear.
So when this was released, was the Power Glove a new thing?
I think it was newish.
Yeah.
It was a classical.
It also doesn't work very well, realistically.
Yeah.
It's finicky.
Beep beep boop.
It doesn't make those sounds either. I remember watching this as a kid.
But this one is Rad Race.
This one is Rad Racer in the arcade.
Like so cool.
Oh.
This is Rad Racer. The other one was F1. Yeah, the other one was
how Fred
F1.
Savage and Jimmy and the girl are just like stunned watching him play. Holy crap, man!
Yeah, I can't imagine this worked too well in the 80s. I feel like this technology only
Just
kind of
finicky
works now.
because they're not showing like there's sensors. You have to put these little sensor boxes on the top of the screen for the glove to pick up the movements. And they're not showing any of that stuff either.
How many kids do you think watched this movie and then later on found out this was a real thing and like begged their parents for it?
Oh, for sure.
A lot. Which is the exact point, right?
Whoa.
There's the line.
It's just so bad, man.
Keep your power gloves off her. Jeez.
That's a great line.
Did I end up playing Radix? I don't think I have tried that one yet. He's like, I beat Outrun in front of her. What more does it take to get a girlfriend? Jesus.
Oh, I love this when he grabs the Nintendo
Yeah.
from the truck.
I actually used to think that was kind of cool. I'm like, man, imagine being so old you can get out of bed when you can't sleep and you could go get a Nintendo, hook it up, and play it.
Just do that. Yeah.
I feel like if I would have watched this on my own when I was young, I would be like, what is all these people's problem where they're so obsessed with this game? It's like that episode of Star Trek where like every single human in this movie plays the game.
Yeah, I guess, but like Nintendo was enormous when we were kids. I mean, I guess like if you didn't play it a lot, I could kind of see how it wouldn't seem as big a deal, but like everyone at school played it. Everyone talked about it. You go to people's houses after school to play it.
Yeah, this was
You'd
like
buy like
this was everything, man. Like this.
yeah, you'd have T-shirts. Like yeah, I don't know. It was just Nintendo was everywhere.
I remember right before Super Nintendo came out, I remember renting it from the like the corner video store. And it came in this big case, like almost like Lucas's Power Glove case. It was like this big case. Like it was just so prestigious. I remember feeling so cool. And actually, I remember my parents telling me they had to put a $200 deposit, like for damage, to rent it,
Whoa.
like on their credit card. Yeah, I remember that. Like plus the rental fee, obviously.
Yeah, I think my dad had to do the same thing when he rented a Super Nintendo, and he's really upset by it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was like Nintendo standard. That was Nintendo standard pricing, though, like $199 for the system. Like they were pretty standard with that, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so mad. I'm gonna play Ninja Turtles.
I love that. You're in your underwear.
Gotta blow off some steam with some NES.
This is actually one of my other favorite games. I love Turtles, the first one.
Yeah.
Tough game. Tough game.
Really hard game, actually, and I wouldn't even necessarily consider it like one of the great NES games because there are games that have better gameplay, but I'm with you in that
There's something about
I
it.
played it so much and it was so big, everyone had it, that it's just like, you know.
I mean, this movie is just a advertisement for Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. Look how he's holding the controller, too.
What about it?
You don't
You can
hold it
tell
like
Christian
that?
Slater is not a gamer.
Yeah, no one holds it like that. That's weird.
Uh,
I love how Pops is just playing in the morning. I love that. See, that's like the way he's playing it is like how all parents,
all parents, yep.
Yeah.
matching, like jerking their body around.
Also, like, the reactions don't make any sense. Christian Slater got this out to play at night. Then he wakes up and his dad's playing, and his dad's, like, into it. And then he says his dad's losing his mind. Like, do you think Nintendo's cool or not cool? Like, come on.
As soon as your dad starts playing it, maybe it's not so cool anymore.
Did you see the scores? Like, so he was like playing it all night, but like literally, like he made some comment on how far he was, but his score was like 300 points, 400 points. Like he was like literally right at the beginning. But actually, interestingly enough, all the gameplay that they show was all recorded ahead of time.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was actually just about to say, do you think that they had, like, they brought in gameplay pros who, like, sat off camera and they're like, all right, we need a scene of Turtles 2 level 3, and they, like, bring in Mike and he sits down and he gets there real quick, but...
I mean, I bet you the producer or someone on the set probably just like played and they just recorded it, I bet.
Yeah, that's probably
But
true.
I did read that fact before we started here that every little bit of Nintendo gameplay is all pre-recorded.
Oh, really?
So they're never actually playing it.
For legal reasons, they couldn't have a Nintendo on set.
Yeah,
Only mock-ups.
it's just a shell. It's a cardboard shell.
Yeah, with a Sega Genesis inside. Oh, I know what I was going to say earlier on when we got started. I realized that we are a guy, and a girl, and the movie's main characters are the same, a guy, and a girl. So we're kind of like
Whoa.
we're kind of mimicking the characters.
Okay, so which one of you is Jimmy then?
Well, I don't know. I guess I play more games than Jordan, so I guess I'm
Well, I don't know,
Jimmy.
but how you looking at this? Because he's a Nintendo master. He's a Nintendo master, though. So it depends on how you're looking at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could be Jimmy. It makes you the runaway, though.
I mean, I'll be Jenny Lewis any day of the week.
So meta.
How would the guys from the arcade like find them here?
What are they going to do? Run him over?
Like,
It's like Biff from Back to the Future.
pretty extreme.
Let's kill him.
Why do they hate him?
Because they beat them at the arcades.
And they took their money. They took the money from them.
Oh.
Didn't they?
Mutant. That's such a 90s
I
word.
love that grandmother line too. My grandmother could have beat you. And Fred Savage gets like beat a couple times in this movie, eh? He's already been punched twice, and we're only like 40 minutes into the movie.
He was the punching bag of this flick. Favorite NES game, by the way, from the chat.
My favorite NES game, probably Rainbow Island.
Yeah?
Literally have never heard of that.
Oh my gosh. Does everyone out there know Rainbow's Island?
I mean, I know it.
Yeah. MJ is saying, so much violence. What's this rated? What is this movie rated? Look at
I'm gonna guess PG.
Rated R. The Wizard. A strange erotic journey to California for the Nintendo World Championship.
I thought you were going to say that Seinfeld line, a strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk.
From
From
Milan
Milan
to
to
Minsk.
Minsk. You know what'd be funny is if there really was like a really hardcore rated version of this with like gore and violence and sex. So there was like an adult version of The Wizard.
Yeah.
So this is rated PG. Did you guys know that it has a really bad score on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, oh, of course.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is a terrible movie.
Oh.
People only watch this because it, well, I guess as we've established, is a bit of a cult movie.
Do you think it's that bad?
Right.
What makes you say this is a terrible movie?
Yeah.
If I could only play one Nintendo game for the rest of my life, and bear in mind I only ever play about 4, I would pick Super Mario. Super Mario 3.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's like a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather play 3 than 1 or 2.
I mean, 2's...
But I like Dr. Mario also.
Dr. Mario's fun. 2's like that oddball. Like, 2's great, but it's such an oddball sort of
It is.
game for sure. But yeah, 2's interesting. I really like 2.
So when I was a kid, I think I would have picked 3.
Mhm.
But I think over the years, 2 has emerged as my favorite because it is so unique and different, and it feels like such an interesting world. Like the other Mario's, it's all Goombas and Koopas and Bowser, and it kind of gets a little stale, you know?
Right.
Because it's always the same, almost. I mean, Mario games are great, don't get me wrong, but 2 has become more interesting to me as time has gone.
I like Super Mario 3 because of the POW. What's it called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the POW block.
The POW block. Level thingy. It's not even a level. It's like that thing you can do sometimes.
Oh, the battle mode.
Battle mode.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend growing up used to play battle mode. Like, we would play Super Mario 3 as if the point of it was to play battle mode. And, like, the number of different creatures that come at you and different things that happen if you keep playing it forever and ever and ever is, like, kind of crazy.
One of the early videos on my channel, I did Mario 3 Battle Mode session with Brandon.
Was he Luigi?
I don't remember. He might have been.
Bet he was.
Oh, hey, Play Choice 10 in the back. So I haven't been updating the screenshots. Play Choice 10 in the background here. That is one of the rare arcade games that you could play NES games in the arcade.
Right, like you could literally choose between like a whole bunch of them, right?
Yeah, there'd be like 10 NES games.
Right.
Yeah, and you could play them.
Like good ones?
Like decent ones, I
What?
think.
Listen
I
up,
have no idea.
Fly.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what the games were. I think it also could be varied by the arcade owner. I'm gonna ram the car.
I like how Christian Slater just digs in with his stuff in his legs like against the dash.
I like how the guy's reaction was like, "Woo, woo!"
Would this not be so fun to do? Like to just like ram cars?
Yeah. I mean, if you were in a car that you knew could dish it out, sure. Old prospectors just having a beer.
That's a good screenshot you have.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Kind of don't want to update it. There's a prospect.
He's had plenty.
Jeez.
I like how you see like all the stuff in the cab of his truck is just all sitting straight upright, like nothing has moved.
Yeah. Man, how much is this guy going to get for finding this kid? Because he's literally lost a car. Like,
Yeah,
are they paying him 50 G's to like find a kid?
he just ran that red light. Did you see that? Like when he was driving away.
I feel like after all the damage he's just caused, that's like the least of his concerns.
Right. Have you guys played any Zoids games? In the cat's asking.
Well, I actually don't know what that is. Zoid games.
I don't know. I don't think I know what that is either. Zoids. You'll have to tell us, Cat. I don't think we have.
Yeah, let's explain it.
This guy says you could load carts into the machine. You could bring your own to a game of arcade.
No, the arcade owner would have to do it then in that case.
Was riding in the back of a truck, like how they're standing up looking around, like was that ever not illegal?
No, that was always illegal.
This is always illegal, right? Like it's dangerous.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Reno?
Never.
I have not. No.
Las Vegas.
Okay, I'm sorry if anyone's watching from Reno, but the one time I went, it was like I was shocked that it was a bit of a hole.
A bit of a
That
hole.
doesn't
Oh, it
surprise
didn't
me
look like
at
that.
all.
So it has a really tiny strip compared to Las Vegas. And admittedly, I didn't go at like a peak time, but it was like all old people in front of slot machines smoking. It was like very depressing. There was no excitement there. And all the gift stores,
I mean, this
every
looks
gift store
exciting.
you went. No, it wasn't this exciting. Every gift store you went into, they were selling Las Vegas commemorative stuff from 2 years ago. Like it literally was cups that was like "Welcome to Vegas," but it was dated 2 years prior.
Oh,
like
really?
They got all of Vegas's leftovers.
Wow. How does she know how to gamble?
I don't know, but she's telling this dude how to do it.
I have no idea how to play craps. This is craps, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea how this works. Like, I feel like even just watching this, like, is this like, could you just watch and learn this game? I feel you'd have to like read up on it or something. Seems complicated.
Also, craps is not a good game to win money at a casino. It's totally
You can't strategize in craps. It's
No.
a literal roll of the dice.
Yeah. What you should do is go to roulette and put it all on black or red and double your money, or lose it all. Or study blackjack. Oh my god, the Nintendo hotline. Imagine working here.
I mean, this would be like a dream. Nintendo gameplay counselor.
Oh man.
You know, it's sad that this kind of stuff just doesn't exist anymore because of the internet. It's just not needed.
Yeah. It is true. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that arcade.
Like kids casino,
Yeah. A kidsino, if you
a
will.
kidsino.
Do they still have arcades? Like, or I mean, I know there are some around, obviously, but I feel it's just not common.
Yeah, they're definitely dying, unfortunately.
And I feel like it would still be fun. You know?
Yeah.
At this point, I'd say it's like retro. Like there's a where I live, there's a place that has arcade games and it serves alcohol. It's a barcade,
Yeah, for sure.
and that is cool.
I guess I just feel that like even like the younger generation now, not that we're that old, but I mean realistically, like younger kids would like to do that and play the old games, and I don't know. I still feel like it could be a thing.
Yeah. There definitely was sort of a social element to it, like being there with a bunch of people that you don't get home.
Yeah.
Can I just say, like, one thing that I'm noticing that's really weird about this movie is that he's going to arcades to learn how to play NES games. Like, that's kind of a weird way to write your movie about Nintendo.
But I guess people probably didn't. I don't know. They probably didn't know. Maybe I don't know.
But the target audience, kids would know, right?
Yeah, true.
They'd be like, you can't
But
play
remember,
these
this is
in
like.
arcades.
But would kids know that back then? Because like they would only know that from either doing it themselves in real life or reading it in like a Nintendo Power magazine. Like there's no other way to know that information, I feel.
I guess.
They'd probably be like, "What arcade can I go to play this? Like, how come I can't play this in
I
an
guess
arcade?"
that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
5 bombs are left. Hurry.
That was a hard
I
hard part of Turtles.
that this isn't an NES game actually. That's weird. Like all NES games and not this. Jimmy, you're wasting time on this one, buddy. It's not going to be part of the tournament.
He still has to bone up, man. You never know if they might throw him a curveball.
Yeah. Who wrote this movie? That's a question.
Julia?
Yeah, she's on.
The wealth of knowledge.
And did they write anything else, or was this like a career ender?
Written by David Chisholm.
A lot of these guys just keep running into one another.
Yeah. So they must have an idea of where Jimmy's going. Like, how do they even know what direction to drive?
Good question. Maybe they must have alluded to that maybe at some point in the earlier part of the movie.
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys used a payphone? Do you remember? I know it's probably hard to remember, but do you have any memory of using a payphone the last time?
Like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like circa undergrad, like after the bar kind of thing.
Right.
There was a payphone in the hallway of my high school, and that was the way a lot of us would like. If you had to call your mom during the day or something, but you didn't want to go to the office.
Yeah.
So David has been involved in the creating, writing, and producing of dramatic series, movies of the week, event programming, event series, and feature films. That sounds to me like not a whole lot. That's like a way of saying he did some stuff, but he's not really a big deal.
Remember when you can swear in PG movies?
Huh.
Times have changed. Yo Armageddon.
Good old Lucas.
They're having the worst luck.
Thus is life. A tree still standing up in the back of their truck. See, straight up, even with all the.
I'm telling you, they're going to plant it at the end of the movie.
Wow, that gift bag just takes me right back to like every birthday party ever as a child.
Yeah.
If you had a limited amount of funds, why would you purchase that?
Why would you put?
Is there only? She was just talking about the 97 games. At this point in time, was there only 97 games for the system? Was that accurate? It must be, right?
Maybe.
What's the full?
I mean,
the full Nintendo Live.
so hold on.
700.
This came out in 1989. When did the Nintendo came out in like 87 in America?
Yeah, what's the full Nintendo library? Does anyone know out there off the top of their head? Like 732 games or something? Does anybody know that?
700 and something.
Oh, so Cat's from Australia.
Is that a
Morning.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Power?
Cat's watching
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, Kat, what
Cat's
time is
watching
it
this
there?
Sunday morning. That's cool.
Is a morning watch along.
This makes more sense as to why she was wondering about life COVID, because she's
Right.
from Australia. Where, from what I understand, it's pretty not affecting people's day-to-day lives very much.
Which is funny because wasn't Mad Max filmed in Australia, and it's about like the apocalypse that took place right around the same time, calendar-wise, that COVID hit us.
Oof.
So we got apocalypse is reversed.
Yeah.
Because Australia didn't apocalypse and we apocalypse.
Yeah, I guess so.
2 p.m.
Huh.
I have no idea how time zones work. I don't know who's... Somebody's on the opposite of us right now, and I don't know who it is.
Well, Australia is the other side of the world. I mean,
Maybe like Singapore is like
Maybe.
the other side of us.
I don't know if anyone's the exact. I don't know if there's anywhere that's a 12-hour time difference. But I will tell you, Kat, here in Canada, in North America, I will say we lose people to your side of the world all the time. People I know, they go to Australia, they go to New Zealand, and then they never come back. We've lost so many good friends that way. They just move there and stay there forever.
Never visited there, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, people freaking love it when they go.
Except giant spiders,
Yeah,
from what I've heard.
Yeah, I don't think I'm probably ever going to go because I really couldn't handle those spiders.
I hate you. It is 11:15, Kat. 11:15 in the PM.
PM.
In the PM.
Hey, there's that dying sound in Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, from the dam.
Yeah.
This is great. I love it. The police.
Put Jimmy down.
The police are
Don't
just
touch
instantly.
Jimmy.
The police are instantly on the scene, like just instantly.
I thought those were security guards. I guess why would there be security guards in this
Kids arcade. Keep the peace, man. You think a kids arcade is nice and calm, but that's the total opposite.
I don't think anybody would think a kids arcade. You know what must be nice and calm? Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
I bet calm is the one word to describe that place.
Oh, snap. Wait, does she have parents? I forgot.
Might
I
find
don't
out soon when she's
remember.
home.
Yeah.
He's back playing Nintendo.
That kid is back on the escalator. When you put this up, can you make an edit for how many times we reference other movie quotes?
Oh, that's a lot of
Just
editing.
like, ding in the corner.
I like how he says barbarian. Closing in on the barbarian.
Man, getting your game turned off mid-game is actually like pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I feel for that dad.
I think when I was a kid, if I was misbehaving, my parents would hide the controller so I couldn't play Nintendo.
Yep.
Like
that happened to
that,
us too.
that was the worst. That was like the worst thing that could ever happen to you as a 10-year-old.
Did you throw a tantrum?
Probably.
That's so hard for me to imagine 10-year-old Jordan throwing a tantrum.
How old's Fred Savage now?
Like 64.
What? No. He's got to be like, what,
I don't
40,
know.
40 something? 50?
I bet he's 50.
I would guess like 48. That's my guess.
Yeah,
48?
he's in his 40s. I'd say younger than 48.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Tom Cruise like 60?
44 is Red 7.
How old's Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise must be near 60, I would think.
Yeah.
Like mid 50s.
I wrote Tom Savage. 58.
That is crazy.
Did you know he was from Syracuse, New York?
No. Putting the moves on her.
It's only a matter of time.
Oh, he got it. Just the emotions that people show in this movie make no sense.
You don't think?
They're not acting like real humans.
Uh,
That wants to be Russian. Why the Pac-Man for my YouTube icon? That is a good question. The real answer is I just needed an icon, and I wanted to pick sort of a classic game symbol, and it ended up being that. And then once I kind of picked it, it just sort of I stuck with it, and now it just feels like that's my icon, even though it's a Pac-Man ghost. It's not really mine. You know, if I could go back, I would also pick a different name. I feel like Gaming J. I didn't think it through.
Really?
I like it.
Yeah, it's
wrong with
fine,
it?
but it's a little plain. Uh-oh, Jimmy's kidnapped.
Like literally just getting abducted.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what your name would be if you were starting now?
No, I don't want to do that to myself.
That car is literally on its last leg.
Good thing he's getting $125,000 for finding this kid.
That would go a long way. Like a new car in, what is this, 1988 we said? 89?
Yeah, 88, 89.
Like a new car was probably like maybe what 7,000 or something at that time. I would think.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd probably be more than that. No, don't you think?
I don't know.
Seven seems low.
I bet you like cars in the 80s were around 7,000, 7 to 8,000. That's my guess. For like we're talking like something basic, not obviously you can get fancy stuff, but this guy's such a
Average cost of a car in 1989, $12,000.
12,000.
This is my role. I can be the fact checker.
Okay.
We'll argue about things, and then you can verify who's not wrong.
Unless you want to have a true like a vintage retro experience where there are no smartphones or internet, so you can't ever find out the answer.
That's true. You're violating the spirit of the retro experience by going to the internet.
So I gotta say, I always like this scene with the truckers.
I don't remember that. You know what's weird is I don't remember this movie until scenes happen. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course that happened.
They just beat up on this guy.
Yeah. Trucker law, man. You don't mess with the truckers.
Just these big dudes getting out of the trucks.
Yeah. That would be honestly scary.
Oh, big time.
Like, cut your losses, man, and quit give up on the job. 7-Eleven.
I always loved how he used the Slurpee to like cool his eye off.
Really? That'd be so sticky.
This is, again, it's one of those things where I remember this as a kid. Because like I knew 7-Eleven, I could relate it. But like, 7-Eleven, Slurpees, you relate to it as a kid.
Yeah.
Had 7-Elevens?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have a 7-Eleven. I thought that was only an American thing.
No, they were in Canada.
Yep. And they had the 5-cent candies, and it was sort of like the honor system. You fill up a baggie, and you just tell the clerk how many there were.
Yes, 100%. Did you ever lie? I think I might have lied.
Oh, all the time.
Been like,
you put like 40 in, you're like, I don't know. There's like 20.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get the clerk who would actually sit there and count.
Yeah, totally. We had corner stores where you could do that. They weren't 7-Elevens, but yeah, that was always the concern. We also had, at ours, we had like pre-portioned bags of them.
Ah.
I think 7-Eleven still has the candies, but they're like 25 cents now. I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
25 cents?
Yeah. But
God, candy inflation has gone up a lot.
They're like the large, like what are those? Like the Coke bottles, large Coke bottles, and those large sour keys.
Remember this guy from Seinfeld?
Oh yeah, the phony.
Oh yeah. Ninja Guy Dan.
The guy Dan. Hi. And this is what I thought the whole movie was going to be when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like this kind of stuff.
How accurate do you think this actually was?
A cat says, "Did you like my icon J?" Commission someone to draw it. Oh, that's interesting. I do not. Like the fox, right? Is that a reference to something? Knickerbocker Glory. I do not. How much you want to bet? It's Lucas. He's like the Draco Malfoy.
Lucas.
Neither of you are Harry Potter fans, right?
No.
Okay, well, people on the internet get it.
You had some crickets there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Lucas's shirt looks very like early '90s to me,
Yeah.
like that style.
Do you know the '90s cup?
'90s cut.
Yeah,
There's like,
yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Teal and purple or
Teal,
whatever.
purple, kind of like zigzaggy on a white background
Yeah.
thing. It's like if you don't know what it is, Jordan, if you see it, you'll be like, that's prototypical '90s
Oh, really?
style.
It looks like what they would have had at the Max for the Bell.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that reference gets it there for me.
Oh man, this would be so fun playing in a tournament like this.
Oh, totally.
Would you wouldn't find it stressful? I don't think I could do it, even if I was good at Nintendo.
I guess it would be stressful. I'm also better than everyone in, so I'm sure it'd be fun.
Okay.
I noticed they had all those Nintendos hooked up with the AV cables. I never used that stuff. I always just had the like whatever the other attachment was.
Oh, the like coaxial one
Yeah.
that you screw into the TV. Yeah.
I never use those ones. Is there a difference? Like, does it make a big difference or?
Yeah. I think you get slightly better quality with the RCA's,
Right.
but there's actually a way to get even better quality out of NESs if you mod them, because the RCA only gets so good, but the NES actually produces a much cleaner signal.
Right.
I forget what the name is, but you can do like AV outputs or something that are like really good. It's just expensive to mod your system to do it.
Right.
Yeah, Lucas.
MJ saying the composite's much better.
Yeah, I thought so, but I couldn't remember how. Like, I know coaxial is like the worst, but yeah, it's the one I use. You like the little gray box that you screw into the back of your TV.
Yeah. More aggressive.
My Acom was mixed. The shovel was from a nuclear throne. The eye patch fire command locked away. I'm a pirate from escape velocity and scarf. Huh. That's a cool icon. Most of all my ligers is my fursuits. I'll be making furry. Haha. Huh. I mean that makes sense with the liger and the cat. So cool.
I'm so
Are
engrossed.
you ready for this, Jordan?
I'm so engrossed in the movie now because it's like the best part.
A new game. What the fuck?
I remember this as a kid and just in awe. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
So was this a thing that everyone knew? Like, everyone knew if we go to this movie, we're going to see the new Super Mario game? Or was that sprung on the audience at the time?
Huh.
That's a good question, actually. I think they did.
Yeah, I do not know.
I think they showed it in the promos, did they not? So you had an idea that there was something, you know.
I want to say that there was something, but I don't 100% know.
So is that that's the stepdad? Like, her new...
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I thought he was a doctor.
Yeah,
I really wasn't paying attention at the beginning of the movie.
What is this shirt that he is wearing with birds? Does anyone recognize that logo?
Can't even read it.
It just reminds me of like those Nike shirts where they used to do that.
You just pronounce Nike as Nike?
Nike.
All right, sir.
I kind of feel like if I paid somebody to find my kid and we were standing somewhere and we both saw my kid, I wouldn't pay them.
Yeah.
I feel like you lost your chance, buddy. Also, what kind of parents, their children have been missing for 9 days, they go to Universal Studios? They're like, hey, free vacation away from the kids.
They didn't go there specifically to find him?
No.
What?
Well, I don't know. Did they? We're not paying attention to this movie. What did the Wolfman? Pee Wee Herman. Remember Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
I was
still.
about to say, did I do that? But that's not Pee Wee.
That's
He was still a thing.
Urkel.
Actually, do you remember the end of Pee Wee's Big Adventure when he like runs through the movie sets on his bike and like he's going through like monster movies and like all these things?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen that actually.
I'm just thinking that like reminds me of like what's going on here. They're kind of like running through the studio,
Right.
causing mayhem. You know?
This makes me miss Universal. I've been to the one in Florida a few times. It's always fun to go on these kind of rides.
Yeah.
I've never been to anywhere but Canada's one.
Universal's very fun.
These things they're showing here though don't exist anymore. Like I don't think this King Kong thing exists.
No,
All been
they swap
replaced.
out all this stuff. Yeah.
It's all Harry Potter and I don't know what else it is.
Whatever
It's dot.
whatever the kids are into these days.
Yeah.
It's probably all Marvel stuff, right? Or
Might be, yeah.
whatever the other Marvel thing is.
Actually, Marvel's Disney. I don't know.
What's the other one that's not Marvel, but you know. The other comic book place. There's Marvel and there's the other one.
DC?
DC.
I don't think Universal's DC. Universal doesn't have anything
Oh.
anymore.
That's too bad for that.
Yeah. They must have some kind of franchise. Oh no, fire! This way!
Nobody is involved like the actual authorities in this case.
No, and there's no security, nothing.
Yeah.
These kids are just running riot
running through the.
Yeah.
Be cool to be behind the scenes like this. I remember liking this as a kid too.
That nerdy girl they got.
Go with the braids?
Yeah. I feel like they intentionally made the only like girl gamer in this look as stupid as possible. I don't know why they did it, but it's really weird.
Can't really see her very well right now. I want to see her now.
You'll see it close.
Yeah. Why would Lucas tell them to wait and like?
If he's like the girls in Bring It On, who's like, I define winning as competing against the best there is and beating them.
Yeah, look! They made her look so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I knew girls when I was a kid whom liked video games. They didn't look like that.
No, I'd say usually girls who liked video games at a young age were not nerdy. They were more like, I don't know, punky or not nerdy though.
Yeah. I remember after school, I used to, when I was a little kid, my mom worked, so me and my brother would go to like a babysitter after school with a couple of other kids, and we would all sit in the basement and we play Nintendo together. There's like 5 or 6 of us.
That's pretty fun.
And yeah, I don't know. There were girl gamers there too, and they were just like normal girls.
Yeah, my best friend growing up, like I said, the one that I used to play that battle mode with or whatever, she could legitimately beat like the games that she owned. Mm-hmm. I never, ever, ever, ever beat a game except for 6 Golden Coins on Game Boy. The only game I've ever beaten.
That's the only game you've ever beaten?
Ever in my entire life.
Jeez.
I can't get past, I'm going to say World 3 in Super Mario 3. Like, wow. I've never been able to play past that. But I would go to her house and watch her play the whole thing. And yeah, so
it's like you did the early version of Let's Playing. We'd go watch someone beat a video game.
Yeah. And sit in her 90s bedroom with her Nirvana poster and her Marilyn Manson poster and her phone painted with white out.
Yeah. There's Jimmy.
Showdown.
Like how Lucas
does Jimmy
even
understand where he is, or does he just know playing games?
There's nothing wrong with Jimmy.
He's mentally not there.
He's fine.
Checked out, man.
He just doesn't speak.
Autistic. Here we go. You guys ready? This is what the whole movie's been building towards. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Listen to that music.
It's actually not cool at all. Like, for the panels to separate and then that music to play is so, like, very wholesome.
It is very, like, peachy, clean.
Yeah. How far do you think you could get in 10 minutes? Probably pretty far.
10 minutes?
If you're like blasting through it, I bet you could get like...
If you get double warp whistle, you can get to World 8.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what? We should do that sometime, Jordan. Like, we should reenact Video Armageddon side by side, like 10 minutes, see how far we can get.
That's actually a good idea. I'd do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right. Let's put
table
a pin
that.
in that. Yeah, table that.
Put a pin in that for later. That's a good idea, actually. That'd be fun.
Kat, I do tend to play single player, but I have thought of one day doing some kind of like special thing with some subs or patrons or something like that, and doing like some kind of game together. But yeah, most of my multiplayer tends to be like in person, like with retro stuff, typically, as Jordan knows.
True. What do you think it'd be like to play a game like this where you've never seen it before?
Oh man!
Like back in this day, where like you had less information because there's no internet, right? So like big difference.
Yeah.
If he finds a warp, he can jump through it.
They're like talking like if he finds a warp, like how the F would they know? They've never seen this before.
Because it'd be like Super Mario 1 where there's warps.
No, but
maybe they're just assuming.
Yeah, but it's like in this, I remember he gets like a warp whistle. Like, how the hell would he know how to get that? Like, the warp whistles in Mario 3 you only figured out from Nintendo Power, or like rumors from kids in the schoolyard.
Yeah, very true.
And look, he sucks. Imagine like Fred Savage like reading the script and he's like, "What am I supposed to say? The turtle hit him with the boomerang?" Doesn't even make sense. There's like no Nintendos on set, nothing.
Is that a turtle that throws the boomerangs?
It's a Hammer Brother.
Hammer Brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's that nerdy girl. Look how bad they make her look.
Aww.
That's so insulting. Jimmy's gonna pull it out. His love of California will.
I guess I could see how, if you're watching this, like as a kid, you're like, look at all these interesting things you can do. New game.
Yeah.
Like that thing wasn't anything like 1 or 2.
So here's something kind of interesting that I think I knew at one point, but I kind of forgot. And I was watching a YouTube video from NES Complex recently, and he actually mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But Super Mario Brothers 3 came out in Japan before Super Mario Brothers 2 came out in North America.
That's weird.
So when we just got Mario 2, they already had Mario 3. And so I remember there being whispers and rumors and stuff about there being another Mario when I was a kid, and like you didn't know whether to believe it or not. And then this movie came out, and you're like, "Oh my god, Mario 3 is made already!"
The
Like
legend is true.
Like it blew your mind a bit, you know?
So can I just say it's crazy that Jimmy finds that warp? Like, how would you find that? There's no way you'd find that.
If you were holding a video game competition and this kid who'd never seen this game before found that warp whistle, you would know he cheated.
Yeah.
Somebody tipped him off. Oh, Big World.
That was always a fun one.
Also,
I think my favorite thing about Super Mario 3 was the socks.
The boots?
Yeah. You can hop around in. How awesome are those things?
The socks.
The socks.
Yeah, Mario 3 had a ton of cool power-ups that, I don't know, compared to Mario 1 and 2.
The fact that you could fly.
Oh, flying, yeah.
I love this epic music, too.
Yeah. Get the star, Jimmy! You effing moron, get it! Well, why did that just give him 10,000 points?
Yeah, he didn't even have another star already. He had a mushroom and a star.
Like, they should have had him with, like, the triple star, right? That would have made more sense, I think.
Exactly, yeah. He was, like, holding the lunchbox the whole time, too. Why is that guy happy?
Caught up in the moment.
He's one of them now.
Yeah.
I know that kid.
I tried to abduct him twice. Had him in the backseat of my car and everything. And now the rest of the movie just sort of fizzles out.
It actually does.
But imagine that was the climax.
It really does.
So I got that tree.
You think everyone would actually be chanting Jimmy in the audience, in the crowd? Jimmy,
Maybe.
Jimmy.
So is it you? I think you told me a while back that like Nintendo actually did host Nintendo World Championships after this movie, and it was like inspired by the movie, right?
Oh, really? Oh, that I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, I thought it was you told me.
We watched a video about that.
Oh.
It was part of the Netflix thing, right? They showed the kid who went to the...
Oh, maybe. Oh, Jimmy thinks California's the T-Rex. He's just trying to jump out of a moving car. You're telling me this kid doesn't have mental problems?
He just wants to see the dinosaur. Yeah.
But yeah, they did hold Nintendo World Championships in the 90s. And I think the idea came from this. Possibly.
Yeah, because there was another one after that. What was it? The college championships?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like in 94 or something? I'm probably off on the year, but yeah, there was the college championships after that. Or it wasn't the college championships. What did they call it? The college something.
This kid is like a seer. That's the thing. He's not really good at Nintendo. He just knows stuff that he couldn't possibly know.
Okay.
Like where the warp whistle is and how to get in this dinosaur.
So in the context of this movie, where is Jimmy now? Like 20 years later in this world's universe, what happened to Jimmy?
I need to know what he's doing in this dinosaur before I can predict that.
He's here to play Nintendo. They have a Nintendo and the dinosaur, he knew.
Oh,
Must have already been here before.
yeah. MJ Retro says it was called the Campus Championship. I think you're right. I think that's correct. Actually, Campus Championship.
You are calling this the rest of the movie fizzling out?
Yeah.
It's like a huge reveal. Literally none of the rest of them remember that they've been there before and not that long ago.
Like, oh yeah, the time we came here with your dead sister. You're still on that, kid? You just won the Nintendo World Championship, kid. Come on.
You know what?
Are they actually in California? Is he right?
No.
Oh.
Well, they're at the dinosaur, which he thinks is California.
But the dinosaur is not actually located in California.
I think it's like on the outskirts of
Oh,
LA.
Okay.
But that's California for him.
Right.
So 20 years later, what he would have is one of those gray championship carts
Oh.
because he won. They gave one of the gray carts to every winner or every finalist.
Sheesh. Guys.
Yeah, this is the movie went from like a lighthearted romp to win a video game tournament to like he's literally coming to terms with the death of his twin sister.
Oh my god, I didn't know that was what was wrong with him this whole time. Everyone's acting like he's crazy and he's gone through a very real trauma. Oh, little Jimmy, give me a big hug. Oh.
It is quite a change of pace, eh?
Yeah, like this movie is a tonal mess.
I'm very, very angry that they act like something really weird is going on when he wants to go back to the place where they were all happy as a family, and none of them remember being there before. What happened to the sister?
I think she died.
I know she died, but do we know how?
I think a Sega killed her.
Sega.
Sonic the Hedgehog bludgeoned her. I don't know. She died of cancer.
Can you imagine being a twin and your twin dies?
Like knowing this movie, that probably was something brutal. And Haley's found a new family too.
He drowned.
No, she did. Dear God. All right, now we get the classic 90s movie.
Like fade out, fade into the horizon.
Well, that's beautiful.
Oh, Kat is signing off. Kat, thank you. Gotta do some work on making. Sorry, I'm falling behind on the chat here.
It's good timing though, because the movie's over.
This guy cries, he says.
MJ Retro cries.
Yeah, fair. Fair, MJ Retro Gamer.
I do know where to find you. Thank you for the offer. If I ever do a playing thing, keep you in mind.
Just so you know, Kat, he saluted. He actually saluted just now. So
well, I appreciate.
That's a gesture of respect that she couldn't see. I wanted to make sure she knew.
Appreciate fans.
Absolutely.
They said earlier that she drowned in front of Jimmy. Dear God.
Duh. Obviously, she must have died.
Yikes!
Oh my God.
Extreme.
Why would they make this the Nintendo movie? They're like, you know why the guy who wrote this never got work again? Because they were like, we need a movie to sell Mario 3. And he's like, all right, I got a kid whose sister drowned in front of her.
Twin sister.
I got runaways. I got a guy trying to abduct them. I got it all.
Yeah.
Everything in your screenplay.
Okay, what is Jimmy, like circa now? Like if he's our age?
Yeah, what would he be? What would his life be like?
He'd be a quiet guy who does obviously some kind of work on computers. He would have come to terms with his past trauma through the help of
okay, what would the sequel to The Wizard be? Like,
that's a different question.
You know how they keep making sequels and the sequels take place like 30 years later? Like tomorrow, The Wizard 2 is announced and they're going to show Jimmy like 30 years later and he's like going to be training the next wizard or I don't know what.
He's a dad whose own kid goes through a trauma, but Jimmy is much more able to help him through the trauma. Maybe they bond over Nintendo. Or maybe the kid's not into Nintendo and he goes through a trauma and then they play Nintendo together and then they bond.
This is like too much for me. I have no idea.
I think Lucas would have to make an appearance.
Like Cobra Kai style?
Yeah, but I think he would come back and you would think he's going to be an enemy, but he would actually be an ally. Because he will have respected Jimmy after all these years.
Maybe Lucas grows up to be a trauma counselor.
Yeah, I can see that.
He can come in and out.
Now, Lucas goes on to marry, like, a stripper and, like, live in a mansion. Like, did you see the power glove he has?
Wait a second.
Why would he marry?
You just said two totally different things. Marrying a stripper is usually not something that comes with, like, a mansion.
Well, he's gonna like live the rock star lifestyle,
which to you is marrying a stripper
and living in a mansion.
Okay.
The two most high class things you can do.
Yeah, sure.
High class.
Yeah, there needs to be like some kind of like sequel to this.
Yeah,
I want to know what happened. The ongoing legacy of Jimmy.
You got to write it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can.
We should pitch this to Netflix, and they're going to have to pay big to get Fred Savage back.
It's too much like Cobra Kai, though. Netflix would never go for it. You have to pitch it to someone else.
Or is it just like Cobra Kai enough? Anyway, guys, what did you think of The Wizard? Forgot the name of the movie for a second.
That was great.
What do you think, Jordan? Does this movie hold up after all these years?
I think it's entertaining. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's as bad as maybe Rotten Tomatoes puts it. But I mean, I don't know, it's just me.
I think if it was just a random movie, it would be just sort of like a forgettable '90s movie. It would be fine. I agree. I don't think it would be as bad as Rotten Tomatoes makes it out to be. But I kind of think like it. It's almost like because everyone knew about it, and because it was hyped so much, and because Nintendo sort of helped make it, we kind of expected more, I think.
Right.
At the time?
And even now, I think like looking at the reason it has a bad rating is because people are like, Nintendo made this? That makes sense?
Yeah.
What would you have wanted to see?
Better movie.
How do you script doctor this?
Well, you make it take place in a big city, first of all. And you just do Mighty Ducks. You just basically take the Mighty Ducks formula, and then you just have kids in arcades and at home playing Nintendo a lot. And that's it.
Mighty Ducks formula, so there's a team involved?
Yeah, you have a team of game players.
A team of ragtag.
Of ragtag game players, and they got to beat the other ragtag game players.
Yeah.
Forget about all this running away from home stuff, deserts, all that stuff. Get rid of it. Just put them in a big city with technology all around them.
Nintendo is kind of a solitary activity, but you want it to be a team sport.
Nintendo is not solitary. We would go to people's houses every day after school and play Nintendo. Nintendo is like a group activity.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
But it's not, you don't play a team against a team.
Well, that's where the fantasy of the movie comes in. Yeah. MJ is saying, why I think Cobra Kai did really well for Netflix, so they may be all in for it. More video games. More video games and strippers. That's how MJ Retro would doctor the script. Yeah, maybe. Well, anyway, guys, I had fun with this.
Yeah, it was great.
You guys have any other closing thoughts before we sign off here?
I'm going to probably play some Mario 2 tomorrow. Maybe some Turtles, actually, too.
Gotta go out and get yourself a Power Glove, man.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's so...
Power Glove? Do you
Yeah.
not have one?
I have a Power Glove.
Yeah, I would imagine you would.
Oh, it sucks. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us. This was sort of a fun, different thing on the channel. And, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll try this again sometime in future.
Good idea.
Nice to see you, quote unquote, Jordan.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Jason.
Yeah, you too. All righty, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You guys all have a good night, and we'll catch you soon with the regular Let's Play.
Good night.
Bye.